Hello and welcome to this next episode of Through the Realm of Light and Shadow, a wonderful adventure with the tabletop role-playing game Adventures in Middle-earth, where we have sort of frolicked and danced through Tolkien's world. We're excited that you've joined us, and we'll see you in just a moment. When we last left off, you intrepid adventurers, you had just recently killed a couple of deer and needed to harvest the meat so that you had some food to eat as you made this last uh, hop, skip, and a jump to Emin Arnen. And so you guys managed to successfully butcher the deer, especially with Dala's help. And then through various methods, got the meat back across the river that you guys had to wade through just to get to the deer that you had killed on the other side. And it was an adventurous moment. Thankfully, no one went over a waterfall, which was dangerously close to happening, but it didn't. So things were fine. And you guys eventually left that area. It was this small hilly area known as the Sarn Gabir. You headed south towards Minas Tirith, across from Pelennor Fields, and also Emin Arnen. Eventually, you came across another series of small tributaries that were jutting off of the Anduin River, and you had to cross them. Several of them. Unfortunately, it was a bit exhausting for some of you, and you did take some points of exhaustion. Now, Torin was able to cleanse some of the exhaustion from animals and from some of the party members, but not everyone. I know for a fact Haley still has a point of exhaustion, and not entirely sure, but it's on your character sheet. So Torin's got exhaustion as well. As a reminder, 1 point of exhaustion gives you disadvantage on all ability checks. It does not affect saving throws, and it does not affect attack rolls. Those are not ability checks. So that's just something to keep in mind, especially the attack roll part, because after you got through this series of tributaries, you made camp for the night, wanting to take a long rest, as it would help you get through the last bit of your exhaustion. Up ahead, as the sun was setting just to the east, you could see the mountain in which Minas Tirith is set. You're a little too far away to see the White City itself, but that is sort of what you're coming up upon next. You did a bit of a lore check because you still have to cross the Anduin River, and in order to get to Emin Arnen, that river is a little bit wider, a little bit more rapid than what you've encountered previously, and you were hoping to find a bridge. Thankfully, one of you did remember that there is a bridge further south, about a day's journey south from where you are. So rather than crossing the river now, you decided to make camp, rest, let go of the exhaustion that you had accumulated throughout your day, and the following day, make a trek down the river to hopefully find the bridge and safely cross the Anduin. So that night, you laid down to rest, and Nebuchadnezzar, also having his exhaustion point taken away, so he has no exhaustion. He took first watch and was awake and alert. He heard footsteps around the outside of the camp. Wherever it was and exactly wherever it came from, it sounded like it had multiple legs or it was multiple individual people, but it was outside of the light of the campfire. So Nebuchadnezzar wasn't exactly sure what it was. You made a survival check to try and discern exactly what it could be. After, well, a critical failure. You had no idea whatsoever, but you did know that it was there. You had already heard it, and so you were kind of keeping an eye on it. And then all of a sudden, there was a click, followed by a as a crossbow bolt was launched out of a hand crossbow, missing Nebuchadnezzar. Actually, a very poor attack roll, but shortly after, the crossbow bolt whizzed past your head, jumping out from the shadows. A threat that you had been warned about. A warg came into the campfire-lit, illuminated area, and atop of it, a hobgoblin in the process of reloading a hand crossbow. At this point, everyone else is still asleep, barely. But if someone doesn't say something soon, people are probably going to start waking up from the commotion. However, Edrahel, it's broaching right on about the 4-hour mark, so you're coming on the edge of waking up naturally anyway. So Edrahel, right before I free this up for an initiative roll, I would like you to make a perception check. And this will be to see, since you're on the cusp of waking up, if the warg jumping in is enough to trigger your heightened senses and cause you to wake up fully.
And I have this advantage, correct?
Yes, you do.
All right, natural 1.
Oh God!
So
we're starting the day off.
Yeah. My 2 rolls were natural 20 and natural 1.
Go with the 1. Go with the 1.
Go with the 1.
Go with
there's like 18 other numbers you could have got with.
And I think that sums up our adventure, everyone. Thank you very
much. Everything. It's been a great time.
All time.
I'll catch you later. All right. Okay. So no, you are not roused from your sleep. You are a bit exhausted still, and it does not wake you. However, like I said, you're right on the cusp of 4 hours. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about it when you do wake up. Nebuchadnezzar, I need you to roll initiative by your lonesome. Everyone else, you can roll in a little bit once you're awake.
All right.
Come on, chat.
I got myself a 14 total.
Okay.
14.
14. Yes, sir. 14.
Okay. You very handily beat this creature. Let me double check here. It's a dexterity bonus. Ooh, wow. Yeah, fantastic.
For you or for me?
It wasn't a 1, but it was close.
Oh,
all
nice.
right. So top of the initiative round, Nebuchadnezzar, with a healthy lead.
How far?
Of 14.
How far am I from this warg?
10 feet. And the warg, the hobgoblin, is atop the warg. At the moment, you don't see any other foes. It's just you and this one rider warg.
Okay. All right. So here's my move. Firstly, we activate my fury. It's a bonus action. And I go, whoa, as I run at it. And then I'm going to make an athletics jump to try to get it by the neck and kind of twist it down.
Okay, so you're going into full leap tackle off the warg mode. Yeah, you're right. That's definitely an athletics check. Make it. And you're super angry. Do you have advantage on athletics checks when you're super angry?
I do indeed. That's why I did it. So a nat 20, my friend.
WWE.
A nat 20.
Okay. So first roll of the day was a natural 1. Second roll.
You just tell me what happened.
Fantastic. Okay. Go ahead. Roll a d4. Add your strength modifier.
Oh man. Well, I got a 2. Bad accident. Bad roll.
That's fine.
That's with your strength modifier?
He's a dexterity
barbarian. I'm more of I'm more like a lean muscle, I'm like a lightweight, all right?
You skipped leg day a couple times. We got you. You're good.
A couple or 17.
No, actually, I skipped an arm day.
Skip arm day.
So the hobgoblin takes 2 points of damage. As you charge forward, you yell out warg, which a warrior who is raging in an angry, furious rage and shouting warg is going to awaken everybody at the camp. So all of you are going to be awake. After the hobgoblin's turn, I'll have you all roll initiative and we'll get you added in. So he shouts warg. You run forward. You actually, because you are a dexterity based sort of angry melee dwarf class person, instead of just jumping and clearing the whole warg and tackling this guy up, you actually pull a bit of a Legolas. You jump to the side, you grab onto the bit and bridle that's on the warg, and you swing yourself up. And as you do, you manage to kind of get the heft of your axe around the neck of the hobgoblin and just wrestle him off of the warg. You guys both fall to the ground. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me real quick.
A 3.
A 3. Okay. So you wrestle him off the warg, and the both of you you fall to the ground, and no.
Oh god. Oh god.
Somehow my 3 wins.
Yep. Yep. Because I literally rolled a 2. Whoever rolled higher wasn't going to take damage on the fall. They were gonna be on top. So I swear to God, I rolled the 2 just now. So you wrestle him off of the ward. Both of you collapse onto the ground. You land on top of him. He's gonna take a d6 of just falling and crushing damage from having this dwarf land. I just rolled a 6. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Heck yeah, man.
And then I just yell, "Whoa!"
Okay.
Yeah, chat.
Is that your turn? It ended up being
Yes, it is. That is my turn.
That is my turn. Yes.
Fantastic. All right, so you get your axe blade, your axe shaft sort of around this guy's neck, rip him off to the ground, land on top of him, and just looking at him, you just scream "Warg!" In your amazing dwarven accent, and the hobgoblin kind of bares its teeth and snarls back at you, and it's actually going to bring up its hand crossbow that it was holding on to, that it's reloaded, and just point blank try and fire into your chest. This is kind of a different situation for that, but whatever. We're good. Let's
just so you know, I have a very broad chest.
Very broad chest.
I don't know why I'm looking at the modifier, because I guarantee you this didn't hit. But just in case. Oh my gosh. With a +4? No. Does 6 hit?
Does not.
It doesn't? Oh man.
It bounces off my pectoral.
So he rears back, and he's kind of holding like the hand crossbow up to his chest, and it just pew as he fires it towards you, and you've still got like your axe right in between the two of you, and the bolt literally just goes wide, hits the side of the axe blade, and sort of splinters off to the right. There was no chance it was going to hit you at any point, and he's at that point just wrestling around trying to get up from under you, but that is his turn. The warg is going to look over, notice that you're kind of on the ground straddling on top of its rider, and so it's just going to make like a sweeping claw attack against you. Let's see. It's going to be... Does 15 hit?
Nope, I have a 16.
16, all right. So just barely. The warg turns around, sees you atop the hobgoblin, and it reaches out and does like a swipe, raking attack with its claws. But it just catches like bits of armor and shield, and it's not able to actually tear in and do any damage to you whatsoever. So that is its turn. We're now back top of the round. So everyone at this point, within the last second or two, you have been roused violently from your slumber, and you're all awake. You know what? I'm going to say, because the combat has started, he raged and then he screamed a warg. I'm not going to give you guys like a 1-round penalty on reaction time. I'm going to say that you pretty much woke up and are jumping right into battle because you're like, oh God, warg. It wasn't just wake up. He was very clear about what the threat was. Edgerhell, you in particular, because of only needing a couple hours of sleep in a night, No one else has achieved a long rest yet, but I will say you have. So make sure you reset your health, anything else that resets on a long rest, and also get rid of your point of exhaustion because you're right on the cusp of 4 hours, and that's all that you need for a long rest.
Dang it! Just a couple more seconds. Just a couple more
A
seconds.
little bit, that's all. So you're good. Everyone else, if you have anything that recharges on a short rest, you can recharge that because it has been a few hours that you've slept. So it would count for a short rest. You just haven't gotten to a long rest yet. And if you're not sure, then at this point, you probably don't have anything that recharges on a short rest. But you can look over your character sheet in the next little bit. In the meantime, I need everyone else to roll initiative.
Quick
When you
question.
say everyone else, like
Everyone.
that's-
Yeah,
Okay.
because Nebuchadnezzar's already rolled, so everyone else needs to roll. Yes.
Okay.
Quick question. Sorry, I can't remember last time. I have a point of exhaustion on my sheet, but I think I healed Torin, but I think Radha still had exhaustion. Does Radha go on my initiative, or should he roll his own initiative?
Radha goes on your initiative. I
Okay.
do know that he still has a point of exhaustion because I remember you asking if he had one in the first place, and I confirmed he does. And
Okay.
I don't believe you cleansed it, but I think you did cleanse your own. So that
Okay.
that point on your sheet is probably just to remind you that he has one.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And if I'm wrong, that's probably the one of the least wrong things I've ever been. So that's fine. I've made many worse mistakes in my time as the DM. All right. So 25 to 20. Strong numbers. Okay, 20 to 15. Really? 15 to 10?
14.
Okay. All right, so you're at 14. Anyone else at 14?
I got 14 too.
Okay, so we now have Edrahel, Nebuchadnezzar, and Haley on the exact same initiative. Just so you
Yep.
know.
We act at the same time.
Yeah.
Morphosis time!
Fuse together. Unite.
How do we get to Lord of the Rings Power Rangers? That's what.
Now that would be
that's what I'm
awesome.
wondering.
Oh man. All right.
And Dala,
is
raise
it
your hand.
Power Rangers? I was feeling more like Captain Planet right there. You know. And with our powers combined. All right. So Nebuchadnezzar,
All of
Edrahel, and Haley at 14. Anyone else in the 15 to 10 range? 10 to 5.
15.
Oh, Dala's at 15. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
15.
Okay. So
Oh, someone's a little
Eldikar
better than the
and-
14s, apparently.
Eldikar and Torin, what do y'all got? He's got
I'm
5.
rocking the 5 too.
Hey.
That's like the
Hey.
Hobgoblin and the Warger on. So you guys somehow I've been doing this for like 10 years and I've never had a total of 6 people sharing 2 initiatives. This is going to be interesting. All that to say, Nebuchadnezzar, Edrahel, and Haley especially, make sure you guys are thinking about who wants to go first because every round I'm going to have to ask, okay, who's going first? And so try not to take too long to make that decision.
Do you want to do the highest dex modifier?
I think it's okay. If
Good
it's a
choice.
problem after the first round, then we can
do
go
it,
with it. But I just need people to be.
I say that we do Miss Proudfoot.
Well, I was
This is
gonna
fine.
say I could go last because I'm grabbing a snack. She's grabbing a snack and throwing out the.
It's like,
Okay, top of the round, Dala. That's
got the snack first.
Dala, you have the highest initiative at 15. So you're awoken from your slumber with the shouting of Warg from Nebuchadnezzar. You immediately sit up. You've got your weapon to your right side, and looking over, you see Nebuchadnezzar straddling a hobgoblin on the ground, just pointing a little hand crossbow at him. And then right behind him, you see a Warg that's in the middle of clawing at his back. You are muted in case you forgot, just so you know. What would you like to do?
That's not good. Okay, never mind.
Okay, there we go.
Can I take out my bow and arrow and I want to try and shoot the one in the back.
The
Like on
Warg
his
itself.
back.
Warg.
Yes.
The Warg that's clawing it.
Yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar's back. Okay. That would be
Don't
good.
shoot
Yeah.
me.
Ranged
Yeah,
attacks have disadvantage on prone characters. So if you had shot at the hobgoblin, it would be a disadvantage. But against the warg, it's fine. So yeah, you're able to kind of roll over, get an arrow knocked, and fire it. Go ahead and make that attack roll. Let me know what you get.
Okay. Boy. $18.
That definitely hits.
Whoa.
Very
Very
nice.
Dollars. Woo!
Is that it?
How much damage?
Oh. Oh boy. Sorry, it's a little slow.
You're good.
6.
6 points of damage. There you go. All right.
Good job, Dala.
The first wound has been laid into the warg. Neb, Edrel, and Haley, you're up next. As Dala, you fire that arrow. It slams into sort of like the back right quarter of the warg itself. It lets out this piercing howl of pain as it kind of turns towards you, and you see just foam and saliva and just stuff kind of coming out of its mouth as it growls at you. And its fur and hair almost looks like spines, like little prickly things like you would see on like a porcupine or something. It's not just a normal furred wolf, but looks like its actual body itself is a defense mechanism and could even be a weapon. Neb, Ed, and Hal.
Chad.
I'll go third.
Okay. Chad, Edrahel, Haley, in that order. Chad, what you doing?
Okay. All right. So I kind of look back at the warg who has missed me. You call yourself a warg? But then I turn the guy in front of me and I just yell warg again in his face. And
there's a moment of just confusion.
Good. Once he does the confused face, then I pull out my little hand axe and I just like, I'm just gonna give him a good old whacking.
Would you like to do so? Melee attacks against prone creatures have advantage. Would you like to take disadvantage for a called shot to a specific spot on his body, which would negate it to just being a normal roll? You can do that.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna go for the kind of just like the general face area.
I had a feeling. That's why I mentioned it, because I had a feeling you'd
general
like to go
face,
for the ground.
nose, whatever you want to get there.
Okay.
All right. Ooh,
So
that's
just
not
a
good.
straight roll. The advantage and disadvantage they cancel out.
Yep. All right. This is ungood news, my friends. I got a 12.
12 misses. Just barely.
Oh,
Just barely. As you bring the hand axe down, it's confused, and then it sees the shaft of the blade coming down towards it, and it goes, ah! And it moves its head to the side, and it digs into the dirt right next to it. At your level, do you have a second attack now?
I don't think I because we are level 4, right? We're on level 4.
Yeah.
Or do we go
Level
to
5 is usually when you get extra.
I'm on level 4, so
Okay.
So I do not have extra attack. But when I do miss him, I go, oh, I meant to do that. That's what I do.
That was intentional. That was intentional.
Your
Intimidation
great,
roll.
If
Intimidation
I need to
roll.
roll a deception check, is what I need to roll on that one.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Edrel, what you doing? Haley, you're on deck.
All right. I grab my bow. I shoot the warg.
All right.
Actually, warg and hobgoblin distance.
Pretty equidistant, about 15 feet from you.
I shoot him.
All right.
Shoot at him. Yeah. Shoot him. Shoot.
You hold the bow sideways like Doug
By the way, with elven arrows, just so you know.
with
So,
your elven arrows. Good to know.
yeah.
All right.
Arrows.
Let me know what you roll.
All right. That's. Oh wait, that's 21 in the attack roll, and
That's a strong hit.
ooh, 13 damage.
That's painful.
Hold up. No. Wait. I got that one. Then I got the elven arrows. So that's wow. That's 18.
He's just getting better as he goes.
18,
Okay.
21 damage. I'm just adding all the ones on the list that I have here. So yes, elven arrows with the great
Are you
bow.
forgetting to add modifiers and you're discovering them as you go?
Yes.
21 damage.
So total 21 points of damage. That's impressive.
You just did 21 points of damage?
Yes.
I just did
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Where have you been our whole life?
Rigged.
There was
But I'm glad you got my
not
team.
to,
I can
not
screenshot
to
it if you
reveal
want.
how many hit points the ward has before you kill it or anything, but if we were doing like massive damage, like a significant chunk of their health, you probably would have triggered that. That warg is not looking too hot right now.
I got like max points on everything too.
That's
So.
fantastic. As you pull back the arrow, you get to like the usual distance of draw distance on how hard you pull the arrow, and looking at it and seeing that it's just clawed at Nebuchadnezzar, you just pull back another like 3 inches before you let go, and the arrow slams into the hide of the warg, and about 3/4 of the shaft of the arrow is embedded inside the warg itself.
Oh, God.
It pierces deeply, and it's got a bit of a sort of a spin on it as it slams into the side, and so it just kind of carves into this it's just wound into the side of the warg. Lets out like a piercing howl of pain again. And this time its hind legs kind of like give out for a moment, and it like half collapses onto the ground before it claws itself back up to its feet. Dala, having seen the spit and the saliva kind of foaming out of the mouth, you notice that it's mixed with a little bit of blood now, and the warg is all of a sudden not doing so hot. Haley.
I wonder what happened.
So how far away, like if I was to like run out the tent, how far away is Nebuchadnezzar and the hobgoblin?
Within 10-15 feet, because
Okay.
it was in the middle of sort of the camp that this all went down, and y'all were.
'Cause I got tiny legs, so I can't run as fast as everyone else. So I even mechanically. So I'm gonna actually run up to them.
Okay.
And I pull out my poison arrow, and instead of like putting it in the bow, I'm gonna actually like stab the hobgoblin like right here.
Okay.
With the poison arrow.
All right. So is this a called shot? When do you actually mean you're going to go for the neck, or are you just going to stab into it? Okay. So just straight roll then.
You said
Okay.
straight roll.
That was scary. Yes.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that was either. That was like Bilbo seeing the ring in Rivendell and going, "Wah!"
Natural 20.
Yeah.
All right. So double the dice damage. It's a
Wait,
crit.
does that include the poison?
Yep. Any dice that you roll for damage on this attack is doubled.
Okay. So we'll start with the
That's why
piercing
Assassin
damage.
Rogues in regular 5th edition are so nice, because that Assassin, all those extra D6, you can double them on a crit. And so you can do like crazy.
Okay, the piercing damage is 5, and then
Okay. Doubled to 10, right? Because an
No.
odd number.
no, I it's 1d6 plus dex, and I rolled a 1 on the d6. So,
Oh. Okay.
but I got a 6 on the poison damage, and that's doubled to 12. So the total
Ooh.
is 17.
17. Okay.
Nice. Goodness gracious.
Okay. Does it impart a poison condition, or is it just extra poison damage?
It's just poison damage.
Okay. So you run up, and you remember in this moment as you run towards this hobgoblin that Nebuchadnezzar is atop and in the midst of attacking at the moment. You have a flashback in your mind to the previous day's events, and you remember the about 3-hour monologue that Nebuchadnezzar did on Dwarven Air Cricket. And he just kept going on and on and on about this new sport that he was working on. And there were like these bases, and like the runner, like the Dwarven runner is usually like sliding to a base to avoid getting hit by a large stone ball. And so wanting to impress Nebuchadnezzar a little bit as you run towards the hobgoblin. You drop down onto your knees,
Slide into
slide
base.
like the 3 feet left to get to the hobgoblin before just jabbing that poison arrow into the neck and killing the hobgoblin because it does not have a lot of hit points. Sorry, there wasn't a how do you want to do this, but I was trying to figure out how to bring Dwarven Air Cricket back to the game, so that popped in my head. I had to say it.
Nice.
So the hobgoblin is.
You just missed Chad so that I could hit him, right? So.
Yeah. I was setting you up.
I like it. All right, so the hobgoblin is in the process of dying, so it will not get to go on the next initiative. Eldikar and Torin, you're both up.
Torin can go.
Torin can go. Okay, so you guys might have noticed that Torin's a little bougie. So he set up his mat on like tree stumps, and when Nebuchadnezzar yells "Warg," he just rolls over a little bit, saying, 5 more minutes, Daddy. And Radha literally jumps on him, pounces on him, and like pulls him out of bed. So he gets up startled and he sees what's going on. So he's gonna grab his bow and an arrow, which is still on the ground, the quiver. He's gonna like push the arrow into the quiver so it gets wet with some solution that he had put in there, pull it out, and then he's gonna run up to the campfire, light it on fire, and then shoot at the work.
I'll allow all of that. It sounds great.
Nice. Natural 1. Corey's still a little asleep.
I knew it could be true.
I'm gonna need you to roll damage for me.
Okay.
Oh no. It
You
blew up
stuck
in his
it in your
face.
coffee and then like
Oh my
didn't
gosh.
actually light fire.
You go feel something.
And it's fire
You like
damage.
max
I'll
out
feel
what
it.
the
Fire does.
I'll feel
damage.
something.
Haley and Nebuchadnezzar, I need you both to make dexterity saving throws. The DC is 12.
The flaming arrow pushes through.
All right. I did. I got a 17, so
Okay.
I'm pretty.
I
solid
got
on
24.
Awesome. All right. So you light your arrow, flames erupt out of it. You spin around, you let it loose towards the warg.
Just a 360-degree no scope.
As you're kind of swiveling, you feel a twinge of pain in your knee as you've sort of twisted your leg awkwardly. And so like as you're about to let go of the arrow, your knee just does that thing where like it'll like give out for a second.
Oh,
And
God.
it sends the arrow wide and it's going right towards Nebuchadnezzar and Haley, who see it coming, and they both just kind of half dive to the side. And the arrow flies past them, digs into the ground, and there's a little bit of a flame that will eventually extinguish.
You hear Torrin say, "Sorry."
That was so epic.
That was a
And
great setup.
Great damage, and then a whiff. I love that. I love that so much.
Roll max damage on that too.
Fantastic.
Man.
Eldikar.
Eldikar sees this is like, nope.
There's just these two, right? There's not like even more monsters that we can see.
No, but for real, what's left?
The warg.
Just the warg.
You gotta finish the warg off.
Yeah, and the warg's looking rough.
Then we will attempt to shoot an arrow at said warg.
All
You
right.
better denied it.
Good work.
10.
10?
Oh, it does not hit.
10 misses, unfortunately.
10.
As you let loose the arrow, flies off towards the warg, and it actually sort of hits in such a way that all the little tiny spines that are coming off of it, it kind of glances off of those, arcs back into the air, and then hits the ground some distance away in the darkness. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
All right, Dala, you are up. We'll see if someone can hit this warg. I kind of hope no, because this is amazing. Also, I wasn't paying attention. The warg goes on the same initiative as the hobgoblin, and I skipped that initiative altogether. So the warg was supposed to take a turn. It's going to just do another swipe at the back of Nebuchadnezzar. That is I think it's a 15. Let me double check.
Me of all people.
Yeah, it's a 15 to hit.
It misses.
It
Yeah,
misses.
yeah. What are you doing?
All right.
Someone else's. I'll scratch your back. You scratch mine.
Oh God.
So it's trying to claw at your back, but it's wounded. It's losing a lot of blood, and it's not able to get its claws to find purchase in your back. Dala, what you doing?
All right. Well, I'm gonna take out another arrow.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try and go for it. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Hey, unfortunately, even numbers miss this creature. I'm not sure. Nice. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage and double the die result before you add the modifiers.
How many nat 20s and nat 1s have we had already?
Yeah, I think
A
two
lot.
nat ones, one of
3,
them,
4.
and then this would be like the fourth nat 20, but one of the nat 20s doesn't count because it was on a disadvantage roll.
Yep.
Like the majority of the rolls have been a critical.
Yeah, this is still like the first round of combat.
Well, we're just starting.
18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
No, it was a nat 20, and that was a damn.
Oh, 18 was a damage.
18 damage.
was the
Wow.
damage.
It's just like
18 was double.
Yeah,
or
It
was
sounds
double
like a
damage?
to hit number. Like that's
Yeah.
y'all are doing some good damage for level
Dala
4.
came to
like,
play.
I don't know. There's a lot of. I think that these bows need to get nerfed, dude, or something.
Right.
I have like
Those
a
are powerful. Our next
D6
campaign- our
hand
next
axe
campaign
plus
would have
one.
to
I'm
be
kind of
more
like,
weapons.
what's going on here?
Dala, how do you want to do this?
oh dang.
How do I want to do this?
Yeah, you're killing it. How do you want to
How
do
do
it?
you want to kill him?
Well, if it hit, so can I like take the same arrow and like, I don't know, like shove it? I don't know, shove it.
Oh, like dig it in further.
Yeah, like really like use some force, like just and twist it a little bit, you know? Like
Oh god.
Don't get
Oh
on
my.
Dala's bad side.
Oh.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That just happens. Yeah, that.
Yeah, exactly what you said happens. You shoot the arrow, it slams into the side of the ward, it kind of collapses again. It's trying to like get back on its feet, it's howling in pain, trying to sort of just attack and swipe and bite something. And you kind of you run up and you go to like rip the arrow out, but right before it's really all the way out, you then shove it back in and you just kind of like saw at it a little bit. Pretty soon the warg's dead, and you're still just like, and it's just, it's gruesome, truly gruesome.
Are you screaming warg at the same time? Like, are you and Chad just screaming warg back and forth?
That's just all my inspiration's gonna be from now on. Forget the songs and the music. It's just gonna be.
Show me your warg face.
Show me your girl face.
All right, so I mean, you've killed both of the enemies, and for the moment, at the time being, it seems like you are alone once again at your campsite in the middle of the night, but with 2 bodies.
So Chad rises up.
The Chad
Drops-
rises up and
drops
takes command.
his weapons. It looks like we got some high fives in order. And he goes in to do some high fives, and then wants to do high fives with them. So we're gonna start with you, Haley, and then we'll do high fives with Dala if you guys are down for it.
Oh yeah, you're short too, so I'll
Yeah, I'm a short little
I
guy.
was gonna jump up, but
I'll go bring it low, and then with you, and then I'll go to Dala, and you do up high.
Chad, what the heck, man?
Oh god.
You didn't see him coming. You woke us up when they were in the middle of it, between us, like right in the middle of the circle, right next to the fire.
Oh yeah, I want to get the drop on him. And I did. I got on him and I twisted, and then I did a spinny, and then we hold the ground. It was done, and he was running, and then I said "Woog," and he was like "What?" And I said "Woog" again, and then I missed him with my axe, and then that's what happened.
no, since you guys are both short, you should do like the little belly bump.
no, thank you.
I
I don't know if I've ever heard that.
Haley does not want to do the belly bump. I do the belly bump.
And I fall over.
What's happening right now?
All right, I checked the bodies
But he
to
is
see if they had
dense.
something.
He's a dwarf, and I am a hobbit.
My constitution is 18, so my guy's just like he's just all muscle. So he just does like.
Can I do a dexterity saving throw to avoid the bump?
You have to be a 19.
What did you say, John?
I said sure.
Okay. A 13.
Yeah, you are on the ground at this point. I'm sorry.
I rolled a nat 20 to give you a high five. So,
So I guess.
As you're flying towards the ground, Eldakar just smacks you in the face.
What is going on right now? What is this?
That's what I want to see.
What is this?
Oh, every fiber of my being wants to roll damage for those things right now, but I'm not going to do it. Don't tempt me, Frodo.
I say that those who got the final blow get first dibs on loot.
Haley's just laying on the ground, afraid to move.
He gets smacked as he goes over.
Torrent's unusually quiet. He's a little embarrassed by his missing, so he's just gathering his stuff and putting it on his bow and quiver. He wants to go retrieve, try to get his arrow back if possible.
Okay, make an investigation check.
yes.
At the same time, can I go and check the body, the hobgoblin, to see if it has something of information?
Yeah, that would be an investigation as well.
I got a 21.
21. Okay, yeah. It takes you about 20 seconds or so because the flame at this point has been snuffed out. But you are able to locate the arrow. There's some charred soot on the edge, and it kind of goes up the shaft a little bit. But you give it a bit of just a scrape, and it doesn't look like any real damage has been done to the arrow itself. It's just cosmetic at this point, so it probably would work just fine.
21.
21.
Sheesh, what's up with all these high rolls?
It's our last session. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So looking over the hobgoblin.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
So it's got the hand crossbow that it's still kind of clutching against its chest. You notice it also has this wooden spiked club. It looks kind of like just a straight hunk of wood that's got this this iron band around the end. It's about 3 inches wide or so. This sort of just been like pounded into the wood, and then coming off of that band are just a handful of spikes. It's like just a nasty spiked club kind of weapon. It's also got a shield that's on its back. As you roll it over, you notice the shield also has these like thorny spikes. But being an elf with elven eyes, you see really good detail, and you're able to notice that these spikes aren't really iron, but they actually appear to be like fangs from some creature, some multitude of creatures most likely. But it's this spiked shield for like if you want to bash someone with it. But the spikes aren't iron; they're bone in origin. Looking over the rest of its body, doesn't appear to have any coin, any papers, letters, nothing that immediately stands out to you as information.
All right. Do we perceive anything else? Maybe we can roll for Chad.
Maybe there's a more like hiding that might come out. Like, are they alone? Wargs aren't usually alone, are they?
I'll go, if you want to fight us, come out and fight us, we're ready.
And then all the spiders come out.
Let me see.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys.
No.
But
I don't make random encounter decisions like that. No, I'm looking at.
Don't worry. My guy continues to yell and taunt until I lose some of my voice.
There we go. I was looking for some of the Adventures in Middle Earth specific skills. Anyone who is proficient in Shadow Lore is welcome to make a Shadow Lore check, but you have to be proficient in it to make this check.
I think I am
not.
I'm not.
The dot would be filled in, and the number next to Shadow Lore would not just be your intelligence modifier, but your intelligence and your proficiency.
Yeah.
Torin got a 21.
Okay.
He's 21.
That's 18.
I'm trying to make up for my miss, guys. I'm working
You're
from
really
a deficit here.
Is anyone else rolling?
18.
18. Okay. Edgerhel, so you're inspecting his armor and equipment, and it's not really nice armor. It's not like fantastic by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't look like it was pieced together in the wild. It looks like there was some attention and thought put into creating something that would last a little bit. So that's just something that kind of stands out to you. So it doesn't look like he's the kind of hobgoblin that was just living in the wild on his own, taking care of himself. Edgerhel, that's pretty much all that you have. Torin, on the other hand, as you're looking it over, one of the things that you recall just from your time around the Mirkwood and seeing creatures of this type a little more common, and especially being sent from darker regions of the world. The getup that this hobgoblin is wearing, the equipment that they're carrying, the way that their sort of tattered armor looks and what armor they're wearing is very reminiscent of what you've seen around the Mirkwood with your time spent with Radagast, in that this hobgoblin most likely is a scout of some kind, meaning that there is probably a party of marauders, or if it's part of a military, there's no way to know. It could be just a group of traveling marauders and brigands, or it could be an advanced force of a nation state of some kind, or whatever. But regardless, this particular hobgoblin appears to be alone because it's a scout, but there could be a larger group nearby. Whether they know where you are, no way to know. But there's probably some more hobgoblins and wargs in the vicinity.
Sure. I share all that with the group. Thanks. And Torin says, I agree with Haley. We should be on our guard. There's a chance more might be coming.
I say we stake in and hold out till dawn.
All right.
I'm ready. We got a nice spike shield too. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Maybe. If I can carry it.
I guess, okay, you can, it's there. On the dead body. I'm not gonna
So I
touch it.
had this realization as we were talking about the height difference between Chad and Haley. And if you think about it, because like Chad's 4 foot, right?
I'm actually 4'6". I'm tall for a dwarf.
Oh, that's even bigger.
This is the equivalent of being 6'2" for a dwarf.
Okay, so imagine the difference between someone who's 6'6" and someone who is 5 feet tall. So that's the difference between Chad and Haley. So even though Chad is short, Haley is significantly shorter.
All right, so now that that's out of the way, what do we got to do to prepare for battle?
Haley's already making breakfast.
Haley's already.
Just some random height. Okay, I'll go. Well, this is my suggestion. We want to work as a team. If there's one thing I've learned in my quest with your lot, it's we got to work as a team. So we can hold in till morning. That's my advice. We can't fight them off in one final stand. Hopefully no one dies. I'm looking at you, Torin and Stormflight. You're not looking too hot. Okay. And then if everyone gets through, Then the next morning, we mourn our dead friend. We take the loot and we head to town.
Don't you think that some sleep would do us better?
Wow.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, which is not anytime soon.
It'd be pretty soon if you don't sleep.
I say sleep is for the weak. I'm ready for my next night shift.
Kat, did you even notice where they came from?
The dark area around the camp that we can't see because it's outside.
What?
It doesn't matter. They came from the darkness and we sent them back. So I ain't too worried about it. I feel like if we kind of like make a little perimeter and if we get some wood and we put like little spikes in the wood and then when they come at us, they charge, then the spikes get them and then we'll get them and then that'll be it.
Well, would it be better to stay put now that they know where we are, or do we need to move?
Move. I say we move.
Well, Dala has been in more fights than the rest of us combined, I think. Dala, what is your advice? Stay here or move?
We gotta move.
All right.
Chess, just like, that's not the answer I wanted.
I turned to Haley. It looks like we're gonna need breakfast to go. And then I start marching. It's the darkness, but I realized I have no torch, so I turn back very, very quickly after I go too far. I realize I can't see too. Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna need breakfast.
I actually do have dark vision for say 60 feet, so I'm down to do a little scouting myself if I don't say so. Sorry, I'll do a little scouting myself. Oh geez, I hope they not hear my real voice. Anyway, I'm a tough dwarf.
If we're going to get ready to move, Torn wants to investigate a little bit to see if he can follow the tracks, just to see where the scout came from, just so I can see kind of direction of where the bad guys might be coming.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. That is an 11.
11. You get sort of the general direction. They appear to be coming from the north, but it's kind of hard to actually track where the scout might have come from without taking a torch too far in the darkness.
Sounds good. I come back and I let the group know.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so we keep moving.
Can I see if there's anything on the bodies that can raise my armor class? Because I'm only at like a 12.
Oh, wow.
So the only things that were there that might do that would be if you wanted to take his shield. Shields give you a +2 to your AC. You can't wield the shield and fire a bow and arrow. But you can hold the shield and use like a one-handed weapon, like a dagger or a small sword of some kind.
I have a broadsword.
Broadsword is two-handed.
Dang it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
Do you want taking the shield just in case?
Sure, why not?
I mean, I could use it, but then I won't be as dexterous. So but it would be good for my AC. It would pump up my AC to an 18, so it'd be pretty good.
Didn't you say it was like spiky?
Yeah.
Can I could put it on my back? I have a spiky back.
Oh.
Sure. You can put it on your back. That's where it would go if you weren't wielding it.
Right.
So
for this day forward, we call you Razorback.
Better than Taserface.
It's better than Taserface.
Eldacar Razorback.
Eldacar Razorback. We were looking for your last name. It seems like we finally found it. It was behind us all along.
All right, if we're getting ready to go, Torn would check with Haley if she's done with the fire or whatever. He would probably douse it and pack up and get ready to move on.
Yeah, I only had time to make some bacon. So that was about it. Just some bacon.
She's got bacon and hash going on. Some scrambled eggs.
Nothing else.
Impressive. Anything else anyone is going to be doing before you guys pick up your camp and move on?
So what I suggest is we do like a diamond formation as we walk. This way, if they hit us from any sort of direction, we don't get torn to shreds like a
Do we have
wet piece
enough
of
people for
parchment.
that?
You got one and two.
Okay, we got 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever the math is on that one.
I used 2 arrows, so I actually want to get those back.
All right, go ahead and make a investigation check as you search for the. Or sorry, they didn't go live.
How many arrows I had?
Make 2 sleight of hand checks, 1 for each arrow that you attempt to retrieve from the warg's corpse.
Oh gosh.
The warg's corpse.
First one is 15.
All right, so you are able to retrieve the first arrow. The second arrow is the one that you killed them with. So go ahead and make your check for the second arrow. The AC, the DC is a little higher.
It is. Oh, it's 12.
12. So that one you go to like pull on it, and it's kind of resisting the pulling motion to come back out of the ward. And you just kind of force it, and you hear a crack. And as you pull it, it's been sheared off about halfway down the shaft. It looks like the arrow was stuck in something, maybe bone or otherwise. And when you pull it back, it appears that the violent thrusting that the arrow has structurally weakened it to the point where when you attempted to retrieve it, it did not retrieve the weapons.
Because of when we woke up, are we like, is there no hope for another long rest? Are we exhausted?
The only person who got a long rest is Edrahel, and he's fine. Everyone else got a short rest. If you guys get to bed soon and sleep for another few hours, you'll end up with a long rest. But no long rest has happened, and unless you guys actually stay up the rest of the night and continue on tomorrow, you're not going to get another point of exhaustion. But if you don't go to bed, you will get another point of exhaustion.
Edrahel, can you try and find us a place that we can finish sleeping? Because it's still the middle of the night.
Oh, but I thought the fight got blood flowing, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to march. I'm ready.
Well, then you can march around the tent.
I know.
All right, Edrahel, then.
Doesn't make any sense.
Survival check if you're looking for another place to camp.
Wait, let me inspire Edrahel.
Okay.
For this thing. Okay.
No, don't worry about it. Not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now. Let's wait for another one.
Okay.
Because I already rolled.
You already rolled.
Did you already roll? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a natural one.
A natural one. You should have inspired.
No, it would have been the same. It's a natural one.
So tell us what you found with your natural one.
So, Edrahel, you spent about 25 minutes scouting the area nearby. Everyone has sort of cleaned up their pack. You've doused the fire in the campfire, and you've kind of gotten your supplies ready to go, and you're waiting for Edrahel to return. About 25 minutes goes by, Edrahel, and you have yet to find like a good spot. And then you start scouting an area, and you realize like, oh, there's a little bit of cover here. There's some boulders. There's you're in the middle of the plain, so there's no hills, but there's a few trees, a bit of a smattering of trees around. And you're thinking, okay, this is actually a pretty decent spot. Maybe we can camp here. You notice on the ground nearby that there's a campfire that's been doused at some point. And you see that, and you're like, oh, that's even easier. Like all we have to do is light up this campfire. and then as you're walking around, you feel your foot kind of bump something, and you look down and you notice that you're staring at a sleeping hobgoblin, and that you managed to wander into their camp without rousing anyone, and that apparently they must have also thought that this was a good place to set up camp for the night. And realizing that, looking around, there's probably 6 or 7 hobgoblins here, and there's all the wargs just to the south side of the camp, and they're all laying on the ground asleep. If there is someone keeping watch, they either haven't seen you yet, or they've fallen asleep too. Right now, you're in the middle of the camp. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm glad it was that instead of just like I thought I was going in a circle and we went back to our own camp. Okay.
I thought about that, but it would have been too obvious.
Okay. Oh man, how far away am I from the group?
With that natural 1 on survival specifically, you have no idea.
I'm gonna die.
Survival is a skill that
We will never.
What's that
like,
Bible
no.
story where they sneak into camp while they're sleeping?
I don't remember.
I just have to yell
I just think
warg.
the Hessians.
Oh God!
Y'all's working on
What are you doing?
No, you're not doing that.
That would be the move to do.
What did he
Trust
say?
me,
I
this is
missed
your
it.
inner
I
Chad
missed the joke.
speaking.
Oh, he's gonna yell warg.
No, he's not. He's not.
Please don't.
I'm
Please.
not.
Oh God.
Oh, what am I gonna
What are
do?
you doing, Edrel?
Get the heck out of
You've
there.
managed to wander like right into the middle of the camp. You're not on the edge of the camp. You're like in the middle of all of the sleeping stuff.
I guess
Start making him breakfast.
that's an option. Yeah, but
Hello,
How is that an option?
Hobgoblin.
How's that really an option?
do I have this special connection communication with Alagos that I can let her know through some kind of noise that is not gonna wake up anybody else and that she's gonna be able to tell the group that I'm there?
Telepathic communication.
Over 20. It's
Part of
20,
me wants to
25
like
minutes
make
to
a
walk
wisdom
over
check to see if that's a good idea, but I'm gonna give your character the benefit of the doubt. They're gonna know that's a terrible idea. Yeah, maybe don't make any loud noises,
Oh God.
Or make a bunch of loud noises.
or make one really big loud noise and yell.
Or a series of smaller loud noises.
What are you doing,
Well, like-
Edrel? No one else is there. No one else can help you. No one else can give you ideas.
All right.
Gabe, what
You
is your
said-
character doing?
So I'm right in the middle of the camp. How
Yep.
far away am I from the trees? Like from any kind of tree?
You're probably a good 15, 20 feet from cover. And no matter which direction you go to like route to get to the trees, you're going to have to walk past a few wargs to get there, or a few hobgoblins to get there.
Oh, a few wargs and hobgoblins. All right. Should I try with? Oh man. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna try to get to one of the trees, like just outside of it. What was the roll for that? It was
Make a stealth check.
stealth. Thank you.
If you have anything to help you,
And
this
if
would be
anything,
the time
I'm
to
just-
remember.
Oh boy, do I have anything to help me?
Take your time, man. I'm gonna tell you, my blood pressure's a little bit up right now.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Wait, he'll be
Can
fine.
we intercede?
Good night, next life.
you
we-
have no idea. You're having
You also
nightmares
lift
right
up
now.
prayers to Iluvatar,
Yeah.
and maybe he'll send one of his Valar down to aid Edrel. Yeah.
Gosh.
For the uninitiated, Iluvatar is this world's god, and the Valar are basically angels.
Dang it. If I had like some kind of duct tape, I could just like duct tape their mouths so they can't make any noise. But
What?
I don't think I brought any with me.
No,
This
that
is brilliant
unfortunately,
thinking.
not having
I
duct
love this train of thought.
I guess that's gonna be it, but I'm gonna keep my perception up, and if anything, I'm just gonna yell and I'm just gonna scream and start running away. So I'm gonna roll a stealth check. That's what I'm gonna roll.
Yep. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh man, that's not good when he's like that. Okay.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm thinking.
Here's what you're. Okay. What are
You're
you?
an elf.
Let him.
I'm reminded of Legolas climbing over the mountains with the rest of the party, and he was able to walk on top of the snow.
That's what I was
Elves are very lightfoot.
That's what exactly what
On
I was
top
thinking.
of that, it's nighttime and they're asleep. So I'm going to give you advantage on your stealth check. Between
That's
being
good.
an elf and the fact that it's the middle of the night and they're all asleep currently.
Okay.
I was gonna say, don't elves have like light foot or light feet, whatever ability or something?
Yeah, we do. I have a proficiency in stealth and actually, if we're in a forest, right?
Oh, we're in a plain.
No, you're in the plains. There's just a few
Okay.
trees around.
Just a bunch of grass,
Okay, never
and
mind.
rocks,
You're not in the forest.
Plain.
and a warg, and about 5 other wargs, and 7 more hobgoblins.
Yeah, we don't know how many, just a bunch of them. All right, let's do this.
At least 6 or 7 plus their wargs.
All right, and you said I
Just
got advantage.
do it.
Advantage on the self check, yes, sir.
And I'm gonna use one of my inspiration dice that I do have because I've been saving them for a time like this. So I'm gonna use one of them, and that would be 13, 18.
Okay. I was hoping it would be high enough that I wouldn't feel the need to roll for the hobgoblins, but 18 is actually a little borderline.
Oh no.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get Gabe killed. I just want to. I'm just seeing what happens.
You know, I just
The anticipation.
hobgoblins aren't the wisest folk, and wisdom is perception. So he's got a good chance of not being spotted. But there's also works. So we're good there. Give me a second. Is that 18?
Yes, he said 18.
Said 18.
Yeah, safe.
1-8.
Oh, the audience is killing us right now.
I want to kill you guys right now.
Well,
Okay.
it
2
could
more.
happen.
1 more. All right. Done with the hobgoblins. Now I'm going to roll for the wargs. 1 moment here. Looking at. I know this is the quality content. Okay, the wargs are a little bit more perceptive.
Just tell us what happens to him.
I got a better chance
Nope.
with stealth than with athletics.
Nope. I got 3 more rolls for the wargs, buddy.
Oh
But
god.
we're doing good
13.
so far, right?
Well,
Okay.
Oh god.
Nail biter.
How have none of these gotten 18?
You slowly, very slowly, begin tiptoeing out of this camp. Every step that you take is calculated, and your breathing has never been slower. As you gingerly put a foot down, scope the next 2 or 3 feet around you, decide where is the best place to put the next step so as to make as little noise as possible. Using this method, it takes you about 15 minutes to get out of the camp.
Golly.
By step, by step. As you get near the tree line,
Oh god.
your foot catches a little bit on a root, and you half stumble, but you get a hand on the bark, and you just kind of grab yourself, and you're like floating on like one leg with your hand on the bark, and then the bark that you grab on the side of the tree breaks. You catch
it's all
yourself,
good.
but there's a little bit of a crunch from the bark on the tree, and you freeze. You look back over the camp. All the hobgoblins are asleep, but you notice that one of the wargs has poked its head up and is looking in your direction. You don't know if it sees you, but it's been alerted by something.
Don't move, it can't see you.
In this moment, what would you like to do?
Stay really, really still. Absolutely
All right, you're gonna pull
nothing.
Drax. Okay.
You can't see
me. Go ahead and roll another self check.
With advantage? No, I don't think so.
At this point, no, you do not have advantage.
Oh god.
All right. So I'm gonna use another inspiration, just so you know.
He has more than one. Look at you.
That would
Got
be
very
22.
inspired.
Oh.
So you rolled an 18
Almost
last time,
inseeable.
a total of 18, and only one of the wargs beat that check. They have a +3. They rolled a 17 for a total of 20. So you rolled a 22.
Yes.
Quincy.
He somersaults back into the forest.
As you just freeze there for a moment, you swear you've locked eyes with this warg. You swear that it can see you, and you're really uncomfortable with that fact right now. Probably 2 minutes pass, where you're literally just staring at the warg as the warg stares in your direction, and it's breathing slowly, and it's looking. It hasn't made any moves, so you haven't run for it. And eventually, it and slowly puts its head back on the ground. And as soon as you feel like it's safe, you bolt as you successfully make it out of the camp.